Hello there friends, and welcome back for another mod review. Today I have two monsters to review for you guys. First up we have the Deutz Fahr Agro XXL version 1.0 and the John Deere 8970 version 1.0. These things are monsters. Look at these, they're tanks. They're not tractors, they're tanks. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to take a look at these tanks. We're going to go over the shop and check out some of the specs. I'm going to discuss a few things. Then I'm going to get them out on the field to see what these behemoths are capable of doing. So let's get started. So we'll start with the Deutz Fahr over here. Like I said, this is the Deutz Fahr Agro XXL version 1.0. The file size is 16 megabytes. The power is unlisted, unfortunately. Price in the shop is $128,000 with a $60 a day maintenance fee. Max speed of 58 kilometers and a fuel capacity of 80 liters. Unfortunately, there is no other versions of this. It is as is in the shop. And we're going to take a look at this right now. Let's look at this thing, man. 4 axles on this. Now, this is a Farming Simulator 2011 mod that was converted over to 13, then over to 15, and then eventually made its way over to 17. So, very glad to see this around again. Look at this thing. It has a fifth wheel. You don't see too many tractors with a fifth wheel, guys. Couple of downsides to this. Nothing game breaking, but as you can tell, the paint job is not the best on it, that's for sure. It could use a little paint job. I mean, being version 1, it'll probably they'll probably make a better version of it. It's a little dull looking, but besides that, and the only other downside I can see is these lights in the back. Unfortunately, you can't turn them off for some reason, and it doesn't really bother me. It may bother others, but unfortunately, you can't turn them off. Not that I know of, anyway. And I was trying the F key and both 4, 5, and 6 on the number pad on the right hand side of the keyboard, and nothing seems to turn them off, so it's a little unfortunate. But let's jump on inside. Let's start it up. Listen to this. Vroom. It's a monster. Okay, lights. We have our regulars. There's the ones that turn on the back, but they seem to be already on. Then you have your overheads there. So all the lights seem to work just fine, except for the ones that say on. Our signal lights. Yep, work just fine. Our hazards are going to work. Yep. How about the beacons? We got some beacons. Very nice. And of course, the horn. Horn works just great. Let's take a look inside the cab. Bring up the control bar here. There is no added functions with this. It's, like I said, it's as is. The inside isn't the best either, but I mean, it's okay. I usually don't do the interior view anyway when I'm driving my tractors, but yeah, the inside's not the best looking. So, but overall, what a beast, man. Just love this thing. What a different looking tractor for sure. So let's turn this off and we'll push on before we take them out and test them out. So look at this monster. Here we got a few different variations. Now, this is the John Deere 8970 version 1.0. The file size is 34.3 megabytes. The power, there's 2 different engine sizes, guys. There's the 8960, which is 272 kilowatts and 370 horsepower. Then you got the 8970, which is 294 kilowatts and 400 horsepower. There's 6 different wheel types for this tractor. Max speed is 26 kilometers an hour with a fuel capacity of 8,302 liters, so it can definitely hold a lot of fuel, that's for sure. So let's take a little look around at this monster before we jump on inside. Very nice. It looks great with these duals on it. These are the most expensive tires and the biggest. But like I said, there's 6 different variations of wheel types you can pick for this, and we'll be going through all of them once we go over to the shop. So let's jump on inside and we'll test out a few things. Let's start it up. As you can see by the toolbar in the top left hand corner, there is no added functions like IC controls or anything, but that's okay. So let's test out our lights. There's one. We got the little fog effect on the front. Some people don't like that. I actually do like it myself. There is our backlights and there is our high beams. So we'll shut them off and we will test our hazards. Look at that. Big old bright hazards on this. And if the hazards work, most likely the signal lights work. Nice and bright too, I like that. Okay, let's test out the beacons. Oh, there is no beacons on this. I like the signal lights on the side, that's pretty cool. Horn. Horn's very loud and clear. Okay, let's take a look inside. Beautiful looking interior on this John Deere. Really, really good job. Got animations on the wheels and stuff. The speedometer does not work, but this looks fantastic. I think this is a really good job. Really, really nice. Looks like there's a little bit of dirt on the windows. It almost looks like it needs a bit of a bath, but that is the John Deere 8970. So what we'll do, guys, is I'm going to jump on out of here, and we are going to go over to the shop and take a look at these. So obviously they're both under tractors. Right over the end there is our John Deere 89 series 150,000 for the smallest version. And like I said, if you click on that, you can change your engine type. It starts with the bigger one, the 400 horsepower, the 8970, and you can click down to the 8960, which reduces you down about 30 horsepower, but you'll save a little bit of money as well. Then we got singles, twins, that's what's on it right now. You have your 22-inch duals, which are probably these. Then you got your 30-inch duals. You have your 22-inch triples and your 30-inch triples. Then back to single wheels. So you do have a variety there. I like the doubles that are on the one I have now. I have another one set up with just singles on it. Looks kind of funny looking, but it's just basically your preference, right? Whatever you like. So we'll jump over to the Deutz Fahr here. There it is. Like I said, it is as is, and it's going to cost you $128,500. So that's still a really good deal, and I really wish they'd list the horsepower for these. It kind of drives me nuts that they don't do this. But in the course, I have a 300 horsepower required plow and a 400 required horsepower plow. So we'll start with the 400 and see how we fare with that. That looks like it's about 400 horsepower, but could be wrong with that. So let us go and test these out. Better jump inside here so we can get right to my other ones. Okay, so I have a John Deere set up. Here's the triples. These are 30s. Looks a little funny. I'm not too fond of that axle in the middle. It looks really, really tiny, but maybe that's the way it actually looks. I'm not sure, but this, I do believe this plow this cultivator requires 400 horsepower. Let's check that out. Make sure I picked the right one here. These are cultivators, aren't they? Yeah. There it is right there. So 500 horsepower to pull this. So I kind of went overboard with that. I thought that was only 400 horsepower. Oh well, we'll try it out anyway. So let's start it up. We'll unfold this beast. And just before we do that, let's take it for a spin. So I mean, 26 kilometers is not fast. Here's your top speed right here, but I mean, considering the size of it, that's probably pretty accurate actually. So there's how it looks. It handles. Both tractors have the pivot in the middle, which makes driving a whole lot easier and tighter. Get around tight turns much easier. Take a look inside here. It looks pretty cool with all the wheels turning there. Yeah, very nice tractor indeed. If you're a John Deere fan, you're really going to like this one. So let's hook up to our cultivator and see what we're capable of doing here. I have another John Deere set up just in case this one's not capable. This is the 400 horsepower one, but this says it requires 5, so let's just try it anyway. Okay, lower down our implement. And, oh wow, it seems to be handling that pretty easily. I'm going to hire a worker. Hired a worker, no problem. That looks like it's pulling that without a problem. Considering it takes an extra 100 horsepower to pull that, but that seems to be getting along just great. And it looks fantastic while it's doing it too. She's doing a bang-up job. Okay, we're going to stop right there. Shut you down, and we're going to move over to our Deutz Fahr. Now, before I get this guy going, I have a 400 horsepower required plow hooked up to him right now. But yeah, like I said, just before we get going, as you can see, there's a 5th wheel on this, but I want to show you something that you're going to have to know. Like, it won't slide into these tippers because, as you can see, the tractor is higher than the tipper. See? You can't get in under there. It's just a little bit too high, but I'm going to show you a little trick to get in there. Now, you'll notice when you first press reverse, it dips down a little bit. So if you get really close to it, not right on top of it, but right around there, and you back up, you'll slide right under it. See that? So it does work, but you'll notice these tires are not hitting the ground, but it's not hitting anything else. It seems to turn all okay, but I mean, you don't have to use the fifth wheel either. It has a 3-point hitch on the back, so you can hook to basically any tipper you want, and it's going to be able to hook to all your regular implements as well. See, it's not hitting nothing there, so it's still doable with these sort of tippers. But yeah, like I said, the tires are a little bit off the ground there, so yeah, I'll just show you that while I'm here. Back up, I'll show you that you can hook to this tipper here without a problem, because it does got the 3-point hitch on the back. So anything you can hook a 3-point hitch up to, you're going to be able to tow it around with this tractor, like so. See? Okay, so let's go test this guy out now. I'm going to hit the speed button. I'm going to just fly over here because I have a whole bunch of vehicles I'd have to pan through to be able to get this going. Actually, it's right over here. Yeah, I really wish those backlights turned off, but I mean, I don't know. Start this monster up and see if it's able to pull this plow. Because this takes 400 horsepower, and like I said, it's not listed, but I would say it would be able to do that. I'm going to do a little bit myself before I hire a worker. Yeah, it's pulling that pretty easily. Get a work speed of 15 kilometers. Not bad. I'm going to hire a worker right now. And the hire worker seems to work just well, just fine. I mean, she's doing a bang-up job. Awesome. All right. So there you have it, guys. That was the Deutz Fahr Agro XXL version 1.0. The file size for that is only 16 megabytes. And then we have the John Deere 8970 version 1.0. The file size for that is 34.3 megabytes. Additional information and links can be found down below in the description, guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's review. If you did, maybe you can leave a like on your way out. And if you're new to the channel, guys, why don't you go ahead and click on next right there in the middle of your screen, and I'll bring you new mod reviews every second day and Let's Plays every other day. Plus, my Patreon link is just below if you'd like to help contribute to the channel. It always really helps out, guys. So until next time, take care, and I will see you all in the next one.